Picture this. You're 14 years old. Your friends are worried about homework and video games. But you're carrying a backpack to school every morning, not knowing where you'll sleep that night. You're asking your friends' parents if you can crash on their couch. This was Theo Von's reality, and what he did with that childhood. Well, that's why he's worth millions today. Before we get into Theo being homeless, we need to understand something about his family. His father was 70 years old when Theo was born. Let me repeat that. When Theo Von was born in 1980, his dad Roland was already 70. By the time Theo was in kindergarten, his father was 75. That was Theo's childhood. But the age gap was just the beginning. When Theo was 4, his baby sister was born with a life-threatening liver disease. She needed a transplant that cost $325,000. His father sold their gift shop in New Orleans. His mother, Gina Capitani, who had graduated second in her class from Duke Law School, was working as a delivery driver. Newspapers, cookies, magazines. Whatever paid. Theo remembers lying in the back of her delivery car at night, eating the cookies she was supposed to deliver. The transplant saved his sister's life, but it destroyed their financial stability. After selling their house to pay for medical bills, the family moved to a rough neighborhood. And when I say rough, I mean rough. The day they arrived, there was a street fight. Someone threw a 70-year-old man into a ditch fire, because in this neighborhood, people burned their trash in ditches instead of waiting for garbage collection. He lived next to a highway where dogs were constantly getting hit by cars. Young Theo and his friend would go out and bury the dead animals because they were piling up. Other kids at school had normal parents, normal homes. Theo had a 78-year-old father who kept falling asleep while driving, and a mother who was never home. The only thing he could control was his image, how people saw him. So he refused to get off the poor bus at school. Instead, he rode his bike 5 miles each way. The stress manifested in a humiliating way. Theo became a bedwetter. At 14, Theo's mother legally emancipated him. She couldn't take care of him anymore. He became homeless. Not street homeless, but couch surfing homeless. 2 years later, at 16, his father died of cancer. At the funeral, Theo experienced something that would haunt him. His father's other children, now in their 70s, Theo's half-siblings, didn't acknowledge him. When the pastor listed Roland's surviving children, Theo's name wasn't mentioned. Who am I even? He thought. After high school, he went to University of Arizona for a year, worked washing dishes, then transferred to Louisiana State University. And that's where everything changed. MTV was holding auditions for Road Rules, one of only 2 reality shows on TV at the time. Theo auditioned his freshman year, didn't make it. He tried again at LSU. This time, he got on. After the show, a producer told him, "Move to Los Angeles. I think you could be an actor." Theo had never considered it, but he moved to LA anyway. Big mistake. Hollywood saw him as that reality TV guy. No talent, just a character. This destroyed him. He became obsessed with proving them wrong, and he decided to do it through the hardest art form he could find, stand-up comedy. If you don't think I have talent, well, I'm going to do the hardest job in town, and I'm going to do it the best. He started performing at bringer shows, where you either bring 5 people or pay $50 to perform. He was sleeping under his friend's bed for $150 a month. People would recognize him from MTV and dismiss him immediately. He went $30,000 into debt over 4 years. For someone who never had $3,000 in his bank account, this was devastating. He quit, moved back to Louisiana, got a job selling Mexican food at a bar. One day, a customer said something that set him off. That night, Theo destroyed the margarita machine and never went back. He returned to LA. For years, nothing worked. He competed on Last Comic Standing, hosted some shows, released a Netflix special in 2016 called No Offense. He thought this would change everything. He went to a small club the night it dropped, expecting it to be packed. 9 people showed up. It did nothing. But that same year, he started a podcast called This Past Weekend, recorded in his closet. Microphone sitting on a luggage bag, blankets hung on the walls for sound. He had no idea what he was doing. Then he appeared on Joe Rogan's podcast. I walked out of Rogan's and said, I need to do something more like that. I didn't know that's how you could do it until I was there, hands-on in the environment. The podcast gave him something Hollywood never did. Permission to be himself. No rules. No image to maintain. Just Theo telling his insane, tragic, hilarious life stories. This didn't happen to everybody. For some reason, God put all this weird stuff in front of me. So those are the things I need to focus on. And people connected. Hard. Today, Theo Von is worth millions. This Past Weekend gets millions of downloads. He sells out theaters across the country. A guy came up to him at a coffee shop recently and said, "Hey man, I got 5 years sober because of you." Theo doesn't think he had anything to do with it, but the man wanted to share it with him anyway. From sleeping under a friend's bed to selling out arenas. From being emancipated at 14 to being one of the biggest voices in comedy. Theo Von took the worst childhood imaginable and turned it into his greatest asset. That's the Theo Von story. From homelessness to comedy royalty. If this video helped you see your struggles differently, hit subscribe. We're covering more incredible stories every week.